Today on the Sharpe Reality, mothers and moms are not the same thing, and I'm going to tell you why. Plus, I'm going to give you guys 5 reasons why you don't deserve a good woman, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Zeke Elliott situation. TSR Live starts right now.
Previously on TSR Live.
Traditional women, gentlemen, love chivalrous treatment from men. It's the natural state of both men and women. But feminists believe that allowing a man to treat them like a lady is somehow degrading or condescending. So they get all offended when they receive this kind of treatment from men. So if your girl acts funny when you try to be a gentleman, you've definitely got a closet feminist on your hand, that's for sure.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live on a Thursday. It is the start of the NFL regular season, so I am definitely excited. My Eagles don't play till Sunday, but Captain America, a.k.a. Tom Brady, is playing tonight against the Kansas City Chiefs, so it'll be nice to watch a pro football game that matters for the first time in what seems like forever. Later on in the show, I'm going to give you guys a few reasons most of you out there I'm going to give you guys a few reasons why most of you guys out there do not deserve a quality woman. Even if you're in great shape, if you make great money, if you have solid game, there are a few very important elements that most men do not possess to keep a woman in line and at her best. And if you don't have these things, you don't deserve a top-notch chick. So I'm going to tear you guys down today in order to build you up, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm also going to talk a little bit more about the Zeke Elliott situation. His suspension was upheld by Harold Henderson as expected today, but because the decision came down late. Hang on a second. Looks like I got a fly in here. But because the suspension came down late, Zeke Elliott will be eligible to play on Sunday, but after that, it's anybody's guess. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened, what's going to happen in that situation. But I'm going to start things off today by talking about the difference between mothers and moms. Now, a lot of people out here, mostly women, would have you believe that mothers and moms are two different things, or are one and the same. They think if you're a mother, you're a mom. If you're a mom, you're a mother. But nothing could be further from the truth. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. A mother is simply a female who gives birth to a child. On the birth certificate, it says mother and father, meaning the biological mother and biological father. Now, when people say the word mother, okay, what gets lost in translation is the biological connotation of the word. We automatically assume that if a woman is a mother, she must also be a mom. And people might say, well, Donovan, there's no difference between a mother and mom. They're the same thing. And guys, you'd be wrong, okay? It's easy to become a mother for females these days. Just let a guy fuck you without a condom and shoot his load at you, and if you happen to be fertile and you happen to be ovulating at that time, you get pregnant. The real work begins after you have the kid, and that's what separates the mothers from the moms. When we hear things and see things involving childbirth, we attach this moniker to it called the miracle of childbirth, right? We all see it, and what it does is it tricks our minds into putting mother and mom into the same category. We see these commercials with beautiful, inspirational music in the background. We see the nurse gently handing the newborn to the mother who's overcome with emotion as she meets her child for the first time. We see the proud father looking on. The whole scene is this rosy image of what childbirth is like. When we see this stuff, the human mind envisions the most elegant form of conception. We see a husband and wife slowly making sweet love in missionary position and looking into each other's eyes as if they know that this is the day they're going to conceive. We imagine this rosy, romantic little scene, and we assume that the wife's going to be a good mom, that the husband's going to be a good dad, and that everything's just going to be okay. Everything's going to be peachy keen. But as we all know, most pregnancies don't happen this way. Most of us most of us are conceived through hard, rough sex. I mean, he's fucking her doggy style, he's pulling her hair, smacking her ass, calling her names, and she's moaning like a slut, telling him to fuck her harder. Okay, he shoots his load in her. They smoke a cigarette or whatever the hell they do after sex, and neither of them has any idea that he just got her pregnant. Okay, that's how most pregnancies happen. It's not this rosy, sweet love-making session. Okay, a lot of times it happens in a club bathroom or in the backseat of a car or on a random quickie. All right. In either case, regardless of how the conception takes place, becoming a mother, a biological mother, that is the easy part. There is nothing heroic or difficult or arduous about getting raw dogged and pumped full of painkillers and popping out a kid. But the way childbirth has been exalted and pedestalized to the masses as if it's some monumentous feat of valor and strife, that's the reason why most mothers in America are terrible fucking moms. They essentially ride the coattails of a few hours of labor and an epidural-inspired childbirth throughout their kid's childhood. All right? They think that going through 9 months of pregnancy and having the kid is all they need to get the accolades of being a mom. But giving birth doesn't make you a mom. It makes you a mother, and at that point, nothing more. And most American mothers are not interested in being moms. Just take a look around. The definition of a mom is a woman who puts the needs of her children before hers and raises them properly and to the best of her ability. A mother takes the easy way out and is selfish. A biological mother is selfish. A mom does what's necessary no matter how difficult in any and all situations and doesn't have a selfish bone in her body when it comes to her kids. I'll give you a few examples. When it comes to discipline, a biological mother, by not disciplining them, they're taking the easy way out, and it's a selfish thing to do. It's easy to let a kid get away with shit and for the kid not to hate you and to like you at the time. But you're still just a mother, all right? You're going easy on your kids for selfish reasons. And the reason is that you don't want to feel like your kid hates you. You don't want them crying. You don't want them screaming. You don't want them throwing a fit or telling them that they hate you. A mother doesn't subject herself to the difficulties, the true difficulties of motherhood, because it's easy to be a biological mother. A mom, however, would do the difficult thing and discipline her children. She'll endure the crying, she'll endure the screaming, she'll endure the fit throwing. She's willing to pay the price to do the right thing for her kids because she's putting the needs of her children before her own. She's willing to take the arrows in the short term to help to mold her children into good and decent humans in the long term. Let's take it to attention. I think we all know and understand that most of these bad mothers out here, they use their children to bring attention to herself and not her children, right? Like she'll post pictures of her kids on social media, but she's checking the likes every 5 minutes. And if she gets 100, she's not saying, "Hey, Junior, look, your picture got 100 likes." Nah, man, she's not even thinking about her kid when she refreshes that page. She's only thinking of herself. Now, mothers also like to give their kids unique names, spelled in unique ways, like Jaden, spelled Jaedyn, or Austin, spelled Ostyn. What the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is that? They don't do this for the kids, guys. They do this so other mothers can pay attention to them and not their kids. Guys, don't kid yourself. This was the one and only reason mothers give their kids non-traditional names spelled in non-traditional ways. Period. When it comes to activities and actually raising and rearing the kid, a mother takes Junior to soccer practice and takes him to his games and lets everyone know about it on social media. Every picture she takes of him, she takes all these pictures to show how handsome he is in his uniform. Well, she's also in that picture, guys. She's got her hair done. She's got her makeup on. She's wearing a shirt that shows 75% of her tits, so everyone knows what a great mom she is. But if you asked her how Junior played that day, she wouldn't know because she spent half the time on her phone taking selfies and videos, posting them on social medias, texting her friends, and the two dudes she's fucking hoping one of them is free that night. Yeah, she may have gotten a few seconds of footage of her actual son in the game, but the camera turns right back around to her so she can tell everyone on her Facebook page that being mom is the toughest job she'll ever love. Then she'll turn her attention right back to her phone to see if Kevin responded about their date tonight and if he liked her picture. A mom would take her kid to practice and the games and actually pay attention to the little fucker. She'll make sure he has his post-game snack. She'll cheer him on. She'll encourage him when he screws up. Unlike the biological mother, mom could tell you everything he did on the field from start to finish. And when she finally digs her phone out of her purse, she'll take a picture and post it on Facebook because she is proud of him and she's entitled to show him off. But she's nowhere to be found in those pictures. And if she is, he takes up most of the screen because he is the priority. As far as men and dating, that's a big one. That's a big one. A mother puts men before her kids. A biological mother puts men before her kids. We see this all the fucking time. A mother would drop her kids off with whoever was available so she can go out and get fucked by whoever she swiped right for earlier that day. This is what happens. A mother brings random men around her children all the time, regardless of how long she's been fucking them, regardless of whether she knows them or not. Doesn't matter. She couldn't find a sitter that night, so in some cases, if she can't find a babysitter, she actually lets a man that neither she nor her children knows into the home so she can get dick. Never mind the fact that the kids can hear what's going on. Never mind the fact that her kids are confused as to why mom has a different dude around him every week. She says to herself, well, they don't know what sex is, they'll be all right, or they'll get over it. And if she does find a babysitter, better than 90% of the time, she's spending the night with whatever his name was, leaving her kids alone for yet another night with a stranger. A mom is careful about who she dates and is especially careful about bringing men around her children. Guys, she understands that being selfish and irresponsible in this way will have negative effects on her kids and will cause them to resent her later on. Again, mothers don't see the long term. Moms do. A mom knows that in order to be a mom, she has to sacrifice her need for male attention and validation for the sake of her children. This doesn't mean she's not going to go out on dates occasionally. She's a woman. She's got needs. She wants to be loved. She wants and needs a man. This is perfectly natural. This is perfectly normal. Every so often, if a man she's interested in passes the smell test in terms of whether or not he's a solid guy, whether or not she can trust him around her kids, or whether or not he'll be a good influence on him while taking care of her, she'll allow someone she trusts to watch her kids for a few hours, like a close friend or a relative. But she's not doing overnight dates, guys. While she does enjoy herself and deserves a break every so often to spend time with a man, her kids come first at all times, every time. Every time. The bottom line here, guys, is that any horny woman with a few eggs can open her legs and take a man's load. Again, that's the easy part, which is why most women have kids. But it takes a woman who is dedicated to her children, puts their need before hers, and does what it's necessary to raise them properly, regardless of how difficult that may be in the short term. Mothers don't make sacrifices for the betterment of their children. Moms do. Mother's Day shouldn't be celebrated for baby mamas or hoes with a bunch of kids who only pretend to give a shit about their kids on social media when she thinks someone's watching. It should be changed to Mom's Day, for the real moms of the world to be celebrated for the hard work and sacrifices they make to bring their children up the way they should be, and not the way the public thinks that they are. And that's my opening rant. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter, as usual, at Donovan_Sharpe. You can also find me on Facebook. Look for my Facebook page. Just look for TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe. I've got all kinds of cool stuff there. I post videos, I post articles that I've written for Return to Kings as well as Negro Manosphere. You can also find me on Instagram. I've sort of turned Instagram into my de facto lifestyle social media page. I'll post. I've posted green juices. I've posted meals that my main chick makes for me, which are again, they're fucking delicious. Just so that you guys can see that I practice what I preach. I'm not eating a bunch of junk. But I will tell you this: after this, me and my main chick are going to get some. We're going to get some wings, and we're watching the game. So I'm going to go a little bit off the reservation in terms of my daily diet. But by and large, I try to keep it clean. If you guys have questions, concerns, personal stories you'd like to share, show ideas, etc., you can do this one of two ways. You can go to thesharpereality.com and click on the contact tab, or you can go to or you can tweet the show under the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe. Let's see who we got in. Let's see who we've got in the house here today. All right. It's looming. Haven't seen you in here before. Welcome. Deep 1985. What's going on? See you in here every day. Freelance Ronin. TR. Yeah, you're goddamn right. TSR is in full effect. I might actually change that to my catchphrase, to be honest with you. Mr. Demetrius says, I enjoyed your villain articles on ROK. Will you be doing more about it on your podcast or more articles? You know what? I actually haven't thought about that in quite a while. I wrote the villain series on Return of Kings way back in 2014. And the warehouse that I referred to in those particular articles that I owned in Vegas, 1,700 square foot warehouse, I outfitted it and made it into sort of a lair. I sold that years ago, but yeah, that might be a good idea. So, Mr. Demetrius, I might something might be in the works for that. I think there's something to that. Kevin Ibanez, what's going on, man? Hey guys, I've actually spoken with Kevin on the phone. And, my busy schedule hasn't allowed me to get back with him, but we're definitely going to get back with each other, Kevin. You don't have to worry about that. We'll definitely get that in. Let's see what else we've got here. Oh, it looks like I'm offline. Hold on a second. Huh. Can you guys hear me? I'm showing here that my stream is offline for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what's going on. No, let me see. No, all right, I see myself again. Yep. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Freelance Ronin says, well said, Mr. Sharpe. Black Gnostic speaks. What the deal, my man? Yeah, I was supposed to go on with Black Gnostic Speaks at 2:00 today, and I thought it was 2:00 Eastern. And we got our time zones mixed up. Well, we'll definitely link up sometime in the near future. Charles Merchant, C-Merch, my man in the 702, what's going on? Let's see, Donnie Black Dragon King, what's going on? I haven't seen you in here before, so it's all good. All right, very good. Yeah, so it looks like we are. All right, excellent. All right. Never Blink says, LOL, what, you're subscribed to Wendy Williams? Dude, fuck no. That bitch is a fucking, oh my god, that bitch is a fucking alien. Fuck that. Okay, very good. We've got a full, oh, wait a minute. Who is this Ebony Bristow Almond? Ebony, are you a chick, or is that just your avatar? Looks like we've got a troll in the house, guys. She's all of her all of her friends are probably. Ebony, answer the question, sweetheart. Answer the question, or my assistant's gonna ban you from the chat. You better tell me, are you a woman or not? Her friends probably told her, that's that nigga that hates black girls. You need to go over there and troll his ass. All right, well, I'm not gonna worry too much about her. Don't pay, if Ebony's a chick, she'll be a chick. Just understand that the word of woman is just, All right. Moving right along. It is good to have you guys in today. Like I said, I can't wait for the Patriots and Chiefs tonight to kick off the NFL season. And it looks like the Dallas Cowboys are going to have Zeke Elliott this season. Because according to Will Kane of ESPN, it looks like all signs are pointing to a Texas judge granting Elliott the temporary restraining order, the TRO, on his 6-game suspension. Now, Will Kane is a pundit for ESPN, but he's also a lawyer, and he has worked in the very courthouse that Elliott's legal team filed that request for the TRO. And Will Kane is very familiar with the DAs and the judges in that particular courthouse and county. His father has practiced law there, so he's definitely got an in there. And he's been given some sort of indication by these people that they're going to grant that restraining order for Elliott, which means he'll play all season long, barring some sort of injury. But eventually he's going to serve those 6 games, guys, just like Brady served his 4 games for Deflategate. If you guys remember, the season before last, we had the same thing with Tom Brady, with the appeal and all the rest of that, but Brady played the entire season. Well, last season, Brady served his 4-game suspension at the beginning of the season because the court ruled in favor of the NFL per Article 46 of the Collective Bargaining Agreement, which gives Roger Goodell, the now commissioner of the NFL, absolute power. I mean, listen, Zeke can run this up the flagpole as high as the Supreme Court. Tom Brady, Mr. Captain fucking America, did, and he got to play the entire season, but the very next season, he had to serve that 4-game suspension. Now, in his face, he won the Super Bowl, and they're going to be raising that banner at Foxborough tonight. And word on the streets, the word out here in these streets is that there are 70,000 posters of Roger Goodell's face with a clown nose on it that New England Patriots fans are going to hold up. I swear to God, those Boston fucking sports fans, man, they're a bunch of spoiled fucking brats. They're all pissed off, man. You go to Boston, like, the temperature is always pissed off. But anyway, Zeke is going to run into the same thing. Now, the fucked up thing here, guys, is that a woman made good on her promise, okay? No, Tiffany Thompson's not really going to end Zeke's career, but her false domestic violence accusation is going to cost Elliott 6 games, which means he'll lose almost 40% of his annual salary. And here's the thing, guys. Everyone knows Thompson is lying. Zeke knows she's lying. Tiffany Thompson knows she's lying. Her friend knows she's lying because she asked her friend to lie. And Kia Wright Roberts, who interviewed Thompson 6 times, knows she is, which is why she recommended 0 punishment for Elliott. But the feminist agenda is why sluts, this is who she is a slut, like Tiffany Thompson, this is why she can make this shit up. This is why she can tell the cops and damage men financially and damage their reputation. Zeke didn't beat her up and she knows it, but our culture gives women the power to do this, and they're not going to stop until something's done. I don't really see it changing here. So, plenty of ways to contribute to the show. You can contribute right here in Super Chat. I've actually gotten I got a $2 I got a couple of $2 donations, a $5 donation, got a $25 donation. You guys have been super generous. I love, I love putting on the show for you guys. It's certainly not easy to put this thing together. To be sure, to put together a show like this, a show that I envisioned from the very start. It takes anywhere between 3.5-4 hours per day. So I'll spend 3.5-4 hours on, a show that lasts anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. So it's certainly not easy. I'm not going to whine to you guys, but I like doing what I do. But, it certainly isn't free. So any contributions are greatly, greatly appreciated. You guys can also contribute via Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. You can bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage, thesharpreality.com. And if you bookmark that link and do all your Amazon shopping through that link, you will be contributing to the show. Amazon gives TSR Live a cut of whatever. It's probably a minuscule percentage, but I think to this point, I've gotten, close to about $100 worth of contributions because you guys are shopping on Amazon through that link, and so I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And of course, you guys can also go to the bottom of my homepage, thesharpreality.com, and contribute via PayPal at that point. And I've gotten a shitload of contributions via PayPal. My 2 biggest contributors are Jesse in Texas, who has donated at this point $150, and Bob in Sacramento, who has donated somewhere close to $300. So my thanks goes out to you, gentlemen. I certainly have a lot more contributors, but I greatly, greatly appreciate the contributions that have come through here. Like I said, I love doing what I do. It's not easy, but I like doing it, so that that does make it easy. But I definitely appreciate if you guys want to contribute. You guys can do it right here in Super Chat, Patreon, Amazon, or PayPal. Get the likes up, guys, if you like the show. I try to get 100+ likes on every show. And if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, if you get something out of the show, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends. Tell your male neighbors, your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, anybody you know with a twig and berries, dick and balls, cannon and 2 grenades, whatever you want to call it. Cock and balls, whatever. Every man, every person you know who pees standing up, tell them about TSR Live if you think they can get something out of it. You guys can archive the Sharpe reality anywhere. You can archive you can find the archive of every show. You of course can find it on the sharpereality.com. I got to get my web guy to update my site. But it's mostly caught up. But you can find them also on the Google Play app on your mobile device. It is not Google Play on your desktop. It is Google Play on your mobile device only. And you can also find them on SoundCloud as well as iTunes. And if you listen on iTunes, be sure to leave me a review. Give me 5 stars or 10 stars or whatever it is, and that helps to increase the profile of the show. Black Gnostic Speaks. Yes, sir. We need to talk after dark, TSR. Okay, we certainly will. Black Gnostic Speaks with a contribution of $2. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. One of my West Coast brothers out here. But if you're listening on iTunes, definitely leave me a review. That certainly helps to increase the profile of the show. All right. So now it's time for me to make you guys a little bit uncomfortable and put you up on game and tell you guys why you don't deserve a good woman. Now, many men who have essentially unplug from the feminist-inspired Matrix. That's the Matrix is the movie where the moniker "the red pill" comes from. You're in the Matrix, Morpheus, whoever your Morpheus is. Hey, I'm going to give you the blue pill or the red pill. The blue pill, you go back to Wonderland. The red pill, you see the truth. Well, we've taken the red pill. We see women for the slutty, nefarious, undeserving creatures that they are. But many of these men who have taken the red pill, I mean, listen, we're all now more aware of the true nature of women here in 2017. Like I said, we're aware of their slutty behavior, how they cover it up, their licentiousness when it comes to dealing with men and other people in general. Now, look, men like myself, we know bitches ain't shit, all right? You guys know it too. We know they're not good for much these days outside of sex, and we damn sure know that most women aren't worth committing to outside of a one-night stand, maybe an occasional booty call, fuck buddy arrangement, what have you. Now, we complain about how they can't cook, about how they're never loyal, never faithful, and that it's a fool's errand trying to wife or even date these hoes. But there are just as many men who are out there that are not worth committing to themselves. You guys know who you are. Okay? Yes, we talk about the bad investments females are these days, but the fact of the matter is that most men aren't much better. Okay? Men talk all this shit about how they require their woman to be attractive and know how to cook, have a kind disposition, and won't cheat on them. The problem is most men out here are out of shape. They can barely take care of themselves and they're broke as a joke. Now, if a man wants a quality woman, first things first, you got to have your shit together first. That's all there is to it. You can't expect a day to if you want to fuck a 10, you got to have your shit together. You can't buy something if you don't have the money. It's a simple exchange. If you want a good woman, you have to be a quality male. That starts with the basics. I'm not going to go into depth about that because that's what this whole show is about. But starting with the basics, you got to get and stay in shape. You got to get your financial house in order. With those two basic elements, if you're in shape and you have your financial house in order, you don't have to be rich. Just be smart with your money and put a little away every payday. Just save your money. With those two basics, guys, without those two basics, you are just like 95% of the sexless beta males who are out there simping for single moms. And we've talked about them too. There are, however, a few reasons that you may not be aware of as to why you don't deserve a good woman. Guys, you can be in great shape. You can be financially responsible. Dude, you might even have a minimal working knowledge as to how women work, what makes them tick. You might be a red pill fucking superstar. But so do a lot of men. And they're still getting used and abused by women on the regular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my top 5 not so obvious reasons you do not deserve a quality female in your life. Let's get to it. Number 1, you're non-confrontational. You are a fucking coward. Most people don't like confrontation, myself included. But just because I don't like confrontation doesn't mean I don't realize that it is sometimes a necessary part of life. Okay? If I need to address a situation with a friend, a colleague, a woman, or whoever, I do not hesitate what needs to be done. No, I'm not the guy who looks for confrontation or looks for a fight. Well, at least not as much anymore. But I don't shy away from that kind of stuff either, guys. If your woman gets the idea that you are non-confrontational, gentlemen, I am here to tell you, she will lose respect for you and start to behave badly because she knows you will not confront her and check her. She will do this. And look, to keep it 100, the root of our non-confrontational culture stems from our comfortable lives, guys. Nobody fights anymore. All right, a man who's never been in a fight with another man is naturally going to be non-confrontational because he's afraid of the unknown. I'm here to tell you, listen, if you're scared to get in a fight, learn to fight. No, guys, getting hit in the face is not fucking fun. Trust and believe, I'm here to tell you, I've been hit in the face many, many times. It is never pleasant. Okay? A man who's never verbally or physically checked a female and put her in her place isn't going to be non-confrontational with her because he's not sure what her response will be, or he will be non-confrontational. He'll be non-confrontational with her because he doesn't know what her response will be. Okay? A woman has to know that you are a man who will confront uncomfortable situations. If you're out at a restaurant and she tells you her steak is overcooked and you tell her to eat around it, rather than calling the waiter over to demand another steak, she knows you're a fucking coward. If your woman disrespects you in public and you don't pull her to the side and tell her to cut the shit, she loses more respect for you. I'm telling you, I've been there, guys. I've been on both sides of this. Your woman has to know that in any and all situations that you will man the fuck up, say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done to rectify any and all situations. Bottom line. Women don't want to have to do these things because they're with a coward of a man, okay? But if she's with a coward of a man, they end up doing the dirty work and eventually she's going to leave him. And if you're dating a woman and she figures out that you're a non-confrontational coward as fuck, she'll end things before they get serious and she'll start fucking somebody else who is confrontational. Women respect men who are unafraid to be direct with them and others. If you are not, you don't deserve her, guys. Period. Okay, let's take a look at the chat here. Charles Merchant says, yeah, those feminists are going to kill the NFL. Yeah, as soon as they introduce the first women to play. That's one thing I think, that's one thing I'm fairly confident. I know that's never going to happen. A woman will never play in the NFL. That's correct. The only chance a woman has to play is if she's a kicker, but she's not going to make it. She's not going to make it as a kicker because she's not not as big and as fast and as strong. That's never going to happen. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. All right, hang on a second. All right, I can see that Ebony is being a fucking problem. All right, Ebony, state your business. State your business. She's in here riling things up. Oh, wait a minute. My assistant checked her. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Making it about her. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You fucking bitches can't stay the fuck away, man. Fuck out of here. All right. You're gone, Ebony. See you later. She's gone. Fuck you. You're out. She's gone. Like I'm not gonna deal. I'm not gonna put up with bitches. Listen, if you're a woman and you're listening to this and you want to get in the chat, there's no need for you to get into the chat. I don't give a shit what you have to say. And women, dude, when women are in chat rooms, or when women are in the chat and they know a bunch of dudes, it's just a bunch of fucking attention whoring. My assistant called her out. She's fucking gone. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Okay. Let's see here. Charles Merchant says, dead on Donovan, but my wife knows how dangerous I am being financially irresponsible. You got that right. Justin Cross says, pro tip, throw the first punch. Justin, Justin's fucking crazy, man. Oh my God. Hey, Freelance Ronin, appreciate that. Another $2 contribution for my man Freelance Ronin. Appreciate that. Very, 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 very nice. I appreciate that. Excellent. Yeah, jail for Tiffany. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, I had to let Ebony go, man. Yeah, I got no time for that bullshit. I really don't. Attention horn, bitch, get out of here. Fuck out of here. I don't deal with that stuff. All right, let's move along here. The second reason why you do not deserve a good woman is you put too much responsibility on your woman. A few years back, during my fledgling player years, I was fucking a single mom. And listen, I know. But we all got to start somewhere, guys, okay? So give me a break. Anyway, single mom I was fucking. She had a daughter. I think she was around 6 or 7 at the time. I met the kid a few times. She seemed to be well-mannered, and pretty obedient. I didn't spend much time with her, but the short interactions that I had with her, she seemed to be a pretty good kid. I actually talked about her a little bit, talked about the single mom a little bit in episode 14, when I talked about not wanting to watch her kid when she ran into the 7-Eleven to get cigarettes. So take a listen to that clip. Back when I lived in Vegas, back when I first moved there, I was fucking this chick with like a 6 or 7-year-old girl. Cute as a button, well-mannered. She was actually a pretty good kid. Anyway, we were on our way to drop her kid off, at our cousin's place so that we could, so we can go to this party. And she stops by 7-Eleven. And so she says to me, all right, well, watch her while I run in. I said, no. She said, what? I said, no, I'm not watching your kid. I said, I'll run in and get what you need, but I'm not going to watch your kid. Now, instead of taking the quick and easy route out of a potential argument by letting me just run in for her, she did the typical female thing. She abandoned all reason and got hung up on this shit. So now she's pissed. She's saying, why the fuck won't you just watch her? I'll be 2 minutes tops, blah, 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 blah. I just calmly said, I'm not watching your kid. I'll go in for you, but I'm not watching her. She says, fuck this. She gets out of the car and starts walking toward the entrance. So I get out of the car and start walking away from the car. So she screams across the parking lot. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where are you going? I said, I'm going home. I am not watching your kid, period. So she stomps over to where I'm standing. She gives me a few bucks and tells me to buy whatever kind of cigarettes or whatever she wanted, I don't remember, and got back in her car. And she never asked me to watch her kid or babysit after that. And I fucked her for a few months after that. Now, obviously that story's got nothing to do with what I'm talking about here, but it was a crazy night. It was actually one of the funniest parts of the night because she was completely bitchy. She acted bratty until, of course, we got to the party. And she eventually straightened up after we got to the party and did a few lines. But I wanted to give you guys a point of reference in terms of who I was talking about, so you guys wouldn't be lost. So anyway, one night she calls and she starts bitching about how she gave her daughter a few bucks for lunch or something like that, and that rather than buying a sandwich and some crackers and some apple juice like a responsible kid, her kid bought candy and a soda. And the woman was shocked. Okay? She said she was disappointed because they talked about making good food decisions and all that jazz. I had to tell this woman, and this is unbelievable that I had to tell her this, but I had to tell this woman, look, I had to tell this woman that her daughter is a 7-year-old kid and shouldn't be given that kind of responsibility. I said something to this effect. I said she's 7. What did you think she was going to buy? An organic kale salad and cucumber water? Now, at that point, she laughed because she knew I was right, but she didn't really look at it that way, all right? I had to make her realize that she was putting too much responsibility on her kid to make the right choice, which was a mistake. Kids want to be kids. They shouldn't be required to make decisions on their health or anything else important. The only thing they should be worried about is their homework. The same goes with women, gentlemen. As men, we're bigger, faster, stronger, and we are smarter than women. Yes, smarter. We are the superior sex, and women know this. For this reason, your woman wants you to be a control freak, guys. She wants you to make the plans. She wants you to decide on the restaurant. She wants you to decide what you're watching on TV and so forth. As a man, you are the leader in the relationship, okay? And as the leader, you must take responsibility for everything that goes on. And that means making any and all decisions as it applies to you as a couple. Listen, guys, there are many women out there who are the leaders of their respective relationships, and they're stressed out because that's not the natural state of a woman. Women are not supposed to lead. They're supposed to follow. They're supposed to belong to men. All right? Guys, listen, I've been on plenty of vacations. I've been on plenty of weekend getaways, and I have seen many, many couples where the woman looks like she's having the worst time of her fucking life. We hear it all the time. Back when I used to work in an office, women used to come back from vacation. Oh, I need a vacation after my vacation. Well, the reason why she needs a vacation is because she made all the decisions. She set up the vacation. She booked the hotel. She made the reservations, which means she had to make the decision on those, and then set up the car rental, and on and on and on. And she's watching the kid. It just never ends. She's miserable because she was indirectly given all the responsibility. And guys, that is mentally taxing. And women are ill-equipped to handle this mental stress. They're just not equipped to do it. Women don't want responsibility. They want the accolades that come with it, but they are ill-equipped to accept it and execute it. Be the captain of your ship and lead the relationship, guys. Don't put any responsibility on her. Simply allow her to be a woman who is relaxed and along for the ride on your train. She's not happy as the engineer, guys. She's not happy as the pilot. She's not happy as the captain. She is happy as a passenger. All women are. The third reason you don't deserve a good woman, and yes, I'm talking to you. You don't protect her from herself, guys. In 2017, women are safer, physically safer, than they've ever been in history. All right. If any harm comes to them, it's rare. Okay. There are laws right now that are set up to protect women from any and all perils of the outside world. All right. The only protection she needs from you as a man is if she is in imminent physical danger, and even then, you'll seldom be required to step in and defend her person. Okay. More often than not, you're not going to have to do that. All that said, guys, women need to be protected from themselves more than anything. Guys, as we all know, females are self-destructive by nature and pose a greater threat to themselves than anything else out there, guys. If you're a man who doesn't know how to protect a woman from herself, she'll self-destruct and she will take you with her. If you're anywhere near her blast radius, she will take you with her, and I speak from personal experience. Just go back to episode 4 and 10. Protecting a woman from herself means, and listen, let's call it what it is. Protecting a woman from herself means one thing and one thing only: eliminating any and all activities or habits that are conducive or could lead to slutty behavior and or infidelity. Let's just address the elephant in the room. Make her delete all of her social media accounts, because you and her both know that social media is just a way for women to get attention and offers for men. Put a GPS on her phone so you know where she is at all times. In other words, not fucking somebody else. Put a keylogger on her phone so you know what she's texting to whom at any and all times. Guys, there are many, many other things you can do, but you guys get the general idea. In episode 94 of the show, of my podcast, I listed 8 things that women should do to build ironclad trust with men of value in an effort to gain a long-term commitment from him. It's also a de facto guide on how to keep tabs on your woman to make sure she is where she says she is and she's doing what she says she's doing. And yes, I have implemented every single one of those strategies with my woman. Every fucking one of them. Every one of them. All right, let's see what we got here. See if we got any other female trolls here. Truman, he says, does Don fuck with ecstasy? Listen, man, my cocaine snorting days are over. It's been a while since I've done blow. Never tried ecstasy though, man. Never tried that. Never ever tried that. Chima Okiki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Women don't want to win, they want a winner. Hey, listen, the late great Patrice O'Neal, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Listen, women don't give a shit where your fucking money comes from, dude. Dude, if you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or a fucking drug dealer, they couldn't give a shit. Listen, I recently watched a documentary called The 7-5, and it was a documentary about the police corruption in the 75th precinct in New York City, out there in East Brooklyn. Back in the early to mid 1980s, and one of the wives was saying, "Well, where'd you get all this money?" and da 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 da. And guess what? She said she raised questions, but you know what? She kept living that life. She kept sniffing that coke. She was spending that goddamn money. Women don't care. They do not care where you get it from. Okay. Let's move along here. Number 4. You are the male equivalent of a slut. No, not what you're thinking. Okay? No, I'm not telling you, oh, you fuck too many chicks. That's why you don't do... No. It's got nothing to do with that. A male version of a slut, gentlemen, is a man who freely gives his commitment to any and all women for little to no reason at all. It's like females who give their pussies away for little to no reason at all. I'll give you a few examples. A female slut. Been out with a guy for 2 hours and fucks him twice in the same night. That's a female slut. A male slut. Been out on 2 dates and decides to make her his girlfriend. They're both sluts. Another example. A slut has fucked 8 guys in the last 8 days. Male version of a slut has had 8 girlfriends in the last 8 months. That is a male slut. Another example. A slut cheats on her boyfriend 6 times in 6 weeks. Well, the male equivalent of a slut is proposing to a female he's only been dating for 6 months. Okay, you guys see a pattern here? Rollo Tomassi said it best when he said that men are the gatekeepers to commitment, women are the gatekeepers to sex. It is very easy for both men and women to give away what they're the gatekeepers to. A female who gives up the pussy too soon, she loses respect from the man. She loses the respect of a man. Okay? We as men think, damn, she was easy to fuck. I met this chick 2 hours ago. All I did was buy her a couple of drinks, make conversation, and she gave it up that quick. Well, she's obviously a slut. I'll use her till I'm done with her. That's what happens. Now, a man who commits to a woman too soon without making her work for it, that is equally unattractive. A woman thinks, all I did was fuck him a few times and he already wants to be exclusive. He already wants me to meet his mom. Man, I'll use him for free food and companionship for a while until the man who makes me work for his time and attention comes along. And then I'll drop him like the bad fucking habit or keep him around. Men who give up commitment too easily are just as unattractive as slutty females who fuck every dude they meet. Guys, it's easy for them to do so, which is why they're shamed for it. Women value what they are required to work for. And if you're ready to put a ring on it after just a few months, she will see you as a male slut, as we see female sluts, and she'll look elsewhere. The last and final reason number 5, you're a closet simp, my friend. You are a closet white knight. You're the guy, even though you frequent websites and blogs and you watch shows and podcasts like this, and you're starting to understand the true nature of women, you're still secretly holding out hope and holding out on concepts like not all women are like that your woman should love you for you, or any other ridiculous notion you claim to have seen the light on. No matter how well you think you might hide it, guys, females will eventually sniff it out, and when that happens, dude, she'll be gone. Dude, she'll be gone before she gives you her first blowjob. I guarantee it. Women have positively zero respect for men who worship their vaginas or don't know or understand how to handle them as women. They don't. Renouncing your simphood or saying that you've taken the red pill, that's one thing. It's quite another to actually do it and live it in real life. And what you guys have to understand is that women have a supernatural ability to detect even trace amounts of incongruity. If you are a closet white knight or a closet simp posing as a red pill male, dude, she'll run circles around you if she decides to stick around in the first place. You can talk all you want to, guys, about what women are and what women are. You can talk shit about how slutty they are, how terrible they are, everything in between. You can list all the things you require in a woman before you commit to her. You know, and know that few women will measure up. And listen, guys, that's perfectly okay, guys. We've got to have standards as men. But if you're a non-confrontational coward who puts too much responsibility on your girl, has no idea nor the balls to protect her from destroying herself via cock, if you commit to her too soon, or if you're a closet simp, guys, you don't deserve a woman with your requirements. And even if you lucked out and actually got one, she would go from quality woman to a bad one because you don't have what it takes from the neck up to keep her ass in check. You can get listen, quality women are fucked up by guys who don't know what they're doing all the time. I mean, listen, it happens. It happens. Stop talking shit about women until you become the man that women want and need. All right, let's see what's going on here in the chat. All right, let's see. Yeah, King B says, Donovan, make a video titled The Best Way for Black Men to Game White Women. I actually did an episode a few months back. It's called 5 Tips for Black Men Who Want to Date White Women. I forget what episode number that is, but that is definitely in my archive. Did that a few months back, so definitely take a look at that. Okay, very good. Charles Merchant, great anecdote. Thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, I assume you're talking about me. Good stuff. Closet simp. Yeah, Truman Carr says it's always your fault that you have a terrible female. Guys, and listen, man, I couldn't agree. Listen, man, I couldn't agree more. Most females out there, they are damaged well beyond repair. All right. If you happen to find one who isn't damaged too far beyond repair, it is on you to keep her in check. Women cannot be trusted to their own devices. They simply cannot be. Heathen Deluxe says, Donovan, how about an episode regarding how to upgrade your fashion sense? Yeah, I've got something in the works on that. So definitely stay tuned. I'm probably going to talk about that probably next week or maybe the week after. But yeah, I've definitely thought about that. Moises Guzman says, we get raised by women to have intensity. Most women yell at you for being tough on male children. He needs to be sensitive and someone a woman needs. Right. Listen, man, women complain about the men they create. That's what it comes down to. Dude, black women, white women, they're steady talking about how shitty men are. Well, you guys are all single mothers. Listen, man, you guys made us. Only a few of us really ever make it out of the fucking crab bucket. Only a few of us ever really wise up. It's a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. I actually got a joke. This is actually pretty cool. I got a joke from Bob in Sacramento, who wasn't really a joke, was sort of a funny little anecdote. He probably got it off of the internet somewhere, and he sent it in, and I thought it was quite funny, so I'm going to read it to you guys. So it says, quote, so I work at a photo lab, and an elderly woman came up to pay, and after each transaction, I have to ask, can I help you find anything else today? The elderly woman responded with $1 million. The elderly man behind her said, ma'am, if you want $1 million, just look in the mirror. Her jaw dropped and she was completely smitten. And it ends by saying, this man is at least 80 years old and his pussy game is immortal. I would agree that his pussy game was immortal, but that wouldn't work today. Listen, back in his day, back when he was, 20, 25, 30 years old, yeah. You could definitely pick up chicks by actually being a gentleman and, a few little cheesy pickup lines. But, dude, you can't say that to women these days. Well, look in the mirror and you'll have $1 million. She'll turn around and be like, fuck you. I already have $1 million. Jesus Christ. You've been ran through by a million fucking dudes. But I thought that was funny. Listen, man, that's that old man game. Let's see what else we have here. Reborn African says, Donovan, with the divorce rate, taking children, raping men's pockets, is it best to have surrogate mothers? I don't think so. That is a good question. I've heard that discussed before. Maybe. I can't give a definitive answer on that because I haven't really thought about it, but I've heard discussions about this before. What Reborn African is talking about is putting your sperm into a surrogate mother's body, and that both parties agree that for a fee you pay the surrogate mother for carrying the baby, but after she has the baby, the kid is yours and only yours. You have full custody. She relinquishes all parental rights. You don't owe her child support. The kid is completely yours. I don't know, man. And again, and Moises Guzman is listen, he's voicing exactly what my concerns are. He says the surrogate mother can still try to take you to court for those kids. You have to be careful with that. That's the thing, man, is that even in divorce cases where, let's say, a professional athlete or a rich guy has a rock solid prenuptial agreement, dude, judges are throwing out prenups, man. Like, they're throwing them out, and bitches are still getting paid for marrying rich guys. So if they can throw out something as seemingly ironclad as a prenuptial agreement, dude, all a woman has to do is get on the stand and tearfully tell the judge that, oh, I didn't expect it to be this emotional and I want to be with my baby. And all of a sudden, now he's already paid for the surrogate, which Black Gnostic Speaks eludes there. They are very expensive. So now you're on the hook for what, $35,000, $40,000 that you've already paid her. Now you've got to pay her 18 years of child support. That's probably a long con. That's definitely a long con for a lot of people. Justin Cross with a $4 contribution. Thank you very much. TSR Tower, the Sharpe Studios here at TSR Towers definitely thanks you. Justin Cross with a $4 contribution. Thanks a lot, man. I really, really appreciate that. We do this for you. We really, really do. I enjoy what I do, and it's definitely a labor of love, to be sure. So I definitely appreciate that. Justin, I like your rhetoric, man. You're definitely mischievous in a lot of your responses, man. I might call on you when we've got a female troll. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's going to do it, guys, for this edition of TSR Live. Make sure you guys check out the sharpereality.com for all episodes. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends, your family, neighbors, anyone with a penis to watch my show. Follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharpe. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.